Okay, let's unpack this. Ever feel like you're not quite sure how to express what truly matters to you when speaking English?
Hmm.
Whether it's, making friends, connecting with colleagues, or even navigating the world of dating.
Yeah, it's tricky sometimes being able to talk about your core beliefs. Yeah. And just get a conversation going. That's a seriously powerful skill.
Totally. And it goes beyond just like vocabulary lists, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
about sharing who you really are, your authentic self, and connecting with people properly.
Right. Your values are kind of your foundation.
Exactly. And knowing how to talk about them, well, just opens doors to deeper connections.
Definitely. So, for this deep dive, we're really focusing on understanding and discussing your personal values and also getting comfortable starting conversations in English.
Hmm.
We've pulled together some really practical insights, examples, hopefully, stuff you can use right away to build
And
confidence.
connect more authentically, yeah. Because effective communication, it isn't just about swapping facts, is it?
Yeah.
It's about knowing your own internal compass, your
Mm,
values, and being able to share that. Plus, just having the guts to say hello.
right. That simple step, it can lead to some amazing, unexpected things.
For sure.
And the advice we're drawing on today, it comes from English learning resources that really focus on practical communication skills.
Good stuff then.
Yeah. So our mission really is to equip you listening with the words, the phrases, maybe a bit of cultural awareness
Uh-huh.
to talk about your values and kick off conversations naturally in English.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So where do we even start? Like defining these personal values, what are they really?
Good question. Well, at their core, personal values are they're your fundamental beliefs, the principles that, guide how you act and the choices you make.
The stuff you consider truly important in life.
Exactly.
But it's interesting, isn't it? They feel so personal, but they don't just appear out of nowhere.
Right. They're shaped by so many things.
Yeah, like your family, obviously, your upbringing, the culture you're in,
Maybe religion, big life events.
all of that. It all feeds in.
It's a real mix. So, okay, let's make it more concrete. Examples. What are some common personal values?
Well, honesty often comes up first.
Yeah. Being truthful, sincere. You might hear someone say, like, I always try to be honest, even when it's tough.
Right. And it's interesting, studies actually show that societies with higher trust, often linked to honesty,
Hmm.
tend to do better economically, have more social cohesion. It matters on a bigger scale, too.
That's fascinating. Okay, what else? Loyalty.
Loyalty, yeah, that commitment to people or causes you believe in. Someone might say, I really value loyalty in my friend.
You want people you can count on.
Exactly. Think about team spirit or close friendships. Loyalty builds that support.
True. Okay, how about responsibility?
Taking ownership, basically. Owning your actions, doing what you think is right.
Like saying, I believe in being responsible for my choices.
Precisely. It's key for growth, for trust, and freedom. That's a big one for lots of people.
Oh, yeah. Making your own choices. Living how you want.
You might hear, freedom is something I really cherish. And historically, wow, the pursuit of freedom has driven so much change.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And compassion.
Yeah. Caring about others, about their struggles.
So maybe saying, I try to approach everyone with compassion.
Right. And those small acts of compassion, they can really add up, create a better vibe around you.
Definitely. So those are some solid examples. Now, thinking culturally, are certain values maybe emphasized more in places like, say, the US? Is that useful to know?
It's a really insightful question, yeah. Because while everyone's values are unique, some themes do seem to pop up more often in certain cultures.
Like,
Individualism is a big one in the States. Being self-reliant, being your own person.
be true to yourself. You hear that a lot.
Exactly. And that focus can sometimes mean different communication styles
Yeah.
compared to more group-focused cultures.
Interesting. Okay, what else stands out culturally in the US, generally speaking?
Well, equality is often highlighted. The idea that everyone should have the same rights, same opportunities.
Regardless of background. So I believe in equal opportunities for all.
Right. It's in the laws, it's in the ongoing debates. And then there's a strong emphasis on hard work, the work ethic.
Yeah, the idea that putting in the effort leads to success.
Hmm. I'm a big believer in hard work. You hear variations of that. It ties into achieving your goals, moving up.
Got it. And directness, saying what you mean.
Yes, often valued. Clear, straightforward talk. Honestly, I think it's usually best just to be direct.
But that can be tricky, right? Culturally.
Oh, definitely. What's seen as helpfully direct in one place might feel blunt or impolite somewhere else. You have to be aware.
Okay. And privacy.
Mm-hmm. Respecting personal space boundaries, that's generally important.
I value my privacy and I respect yours too, kind of thing.
Yeah. It affects how people interact in public, how much personal stuff they share right away.
Okay, so we've got a better handle on values, examples, some cultural notes. How do we actually talk about our own values naturally in English? Is there specific vocabulary that helps?
Yes, definitely. Some really good words can make your conversations richer, like integrity.
Integrity. Okay, what's that exactly?
It's basically honesty plus strong moral principles. You could say, I really respect people who show integrity.
Got it. Acting on your values. How about accountability?
That's taking responsibility for what you do, the outcomes.
Accountability is crucial in a team, maybe.
Perfect example. It shows reliability. Then there's empathy.
Understanding others' feelings.
Exactly. Putting yourself in their shoes.
Yeah,
Empathy helps build better relationships, you might say.
good one. Ambition.
That drive to achieve, to succeed, she has a lot of ambition, meaning she's really driven,
Uh-huh. And open-minded.
willing to listen to different views, different ideas.
Being open-minded helps you learn and grow.
Precisely. It shows you're receptive, not closed off.
So these words are like tools. Are there also sentence structures like ready-made phrases that work well for expressing values?
Absolutely. Having a few sentence starters can make it much easier. A simple one is, I believe in.
Nice and direct. I believe in treating people fairly. Easy.
Or, what matters most to me is.
Okay. What matters most to me is being dependable.
Good one.
Yeah.
Another direct option. I value.
I value creativity. Straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe a bit more formal.
Hmm.
One of my core values is.
One of my core values is lifelong learning. I like that.
Me too. And perhaps for me, it's important to.
For me, it's important to contribute to my community. Yeah, those are all really useful frames.
To give you a starting point.
So how might this actually sound in, like, a real situation?
Okay, good idea. Let's say you're in a job interview. Classic question. What motivates you?
Uh-huh.
You could say, well, I believe in taking pride in my work, and one of my core values is integrity. I always try to do things the right way.
Okay, that tells them a lot about your character. What about with a new friend? Getting to know each other.
Maybe you're talking about friendships. You could say, honestly, I really value loyalty. For me, it means, being there for each other.
Yeah, relatable. And maybe in a relationship context, talking about what's important.
You could say something like, I'm looking for trust and honesty. For me, it's important to be able to communicate openly.
Clear and sets expectations. Those examples help a lot. Now, flipping it, how do we ask others about their values? To go deeper.
Great question. That's how you build real connection. You can start simply, what do you believe in? Or what's something you truly care about?
Nice open-ended questions.
Or maybe, what values guide your decisions?
Yeah.
You could also ask about influences. Has your family influenced your values much?
Oh, that could be revealing.
Yeah. Or even a bit more reflective. What do you think makes a good person?
Ooh, deep. But when asking these, what's the key thing to remember?
Be genuinely curious. Be respectful, always.
Mm-hmm.
And listen more than you talk.
Active listening, nodding, showing interest.
Exactly. Pay attention. Don't just wait for your turn to speak.
Good advice. Can we hear like a mini conversation snippet?
Sure. Imagine person A says, ugh, I just hate it when people aren't straight with you. Person B might reply, yeah, honesty is really important to me too.
Mm-hmm.
A continues. And just respecting people, even if you disagree,
Yeah.
B, totally. That's something I really try to live by. See, it can flow naturally.
Doesn't have to be a big formal declaration.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Or someone might just state a value clearly.
How might that sound?
Like, one value that really shapes my outlook is compassion. I try to be understanding.
Yeah, sharing your perspective. Okay, so to help listeners reflect on their own values, maybe some questions they can ask themselves.
Excellent idea. Okay, listeners, think about these. First, what's one value you feel you'd absolutely never compromise on?
You're non-negotiable. Got it.
Second, do your values mostly match your parents or whoever raised you? Or have they diverged?
Interesting to trace the roots.
Third, have your values changed over time? If yes, how? And maybe why?
Life changes us, right?
For sure. Fourth, how do your values actually influence your relationships with friends, family, partners?
Makes you think about the impact.
And finally, can you remember a time when you really had to stand up for or defend one of your core values.
Puts it into a real-world context. Those are great prompts.
Hopefully helpful for self-reflection.
Definitely. Now, we touched on culture before. It's worth reiterating how we talk about values can really differ, can't it?
Oh, hugely important point.
Yeah.
Yes, like in some cultures, keeping things harmonious, avoiding direct conflict, that's maybe valued more in conversation.
Right, whereas in other places, maybe like the US, being direct might be seen as more honest or efficient. Not always, but often.
Exactly. So there's no single right way. It's about cultural sensitivity.
Reading the room again.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Observing cues, adjusting your style,
Yeah.
maybe be a bit more reserved in formal settings, at least initially.
And perhaps a bit more open and relaxed informal chats.
Generally, yeah. It's all about context and awareness. Okay, ready for a couple of quick practice challenges on this?
Let's do it. Okay, first one. Upgrade a simple sentence. Don't just say helping people is good. How can you phrase that using value language?
Maybe something like, I believe in showing kindness, and I find helping others really fulfilling.
Nice.
Oh.
Elevates it to a personal value. Okay, challenge two. Matching. We have values. Freedom, respect, kindness, ambition,
Got 'em.
and sentences. A, I'm driven to achieve my goals. B, I try to treat everyone with consideration. C, I think everyone should have autonomy. D, I try to listen attentively when others speak.
Okay, listeners, take a sec. Match them up.
A,
All right, freedom goes with.
C, autonomy, making choices.
Correct. Respect.
D, listening attentively.
Yep. Kindness.
B, treating people with consideration.
Which leaves ambition with.
A, driven to achieve goals. Perfect.
C. These exercises help connect the dots between the idea and the actual language.
They really do. Being able to talk about your values like this in English, it's empowering.
It truly is. Builds deeper connections, helps you share your unique view, understand others better.
And the more you practice talking about what really matters to you, the more confident you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your English just sounds more authentic, has more impact when it comes from your core beliefs.
Well said. Okay, let's shift gears now. Let's talk about something else that can feel a bit intimidating for learners.
I know where you're going.
Starting conversations.
Yes. That initial step, definitely something many learners find both exciting and maybe a little scary,
Uh-huh. Just striking up a chat with someone new in English.
right? You're traveling, you're at an event, you're just waiting in line. You want to connect,
Yeah.
but maybe you hesitate.
Totally. So this next part is like your guide to feeling more confident, more fluent in those everyday moments.
Okay.
We'll look at why it's worth doing, getting mentally ready, reading the situation, some reliable ways to actually start talking, and even body language. Sound good?
Sounds great. So let's start with the why. Why bother making the effort to start these chats?
Excellent question. Well, first off, it's just fantastic practice. For fluency, for pronunciation.
Real-time practice you can't really get from a book.
Exactly. You're using your English actively right then and there.
And you pick up new words, new phrases, but in context, which helps so much with remembering them.
Definitely. Plus, you get used to hearing different accents, different ways people talk in English.
Boosts your listening skills massively.
For sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, successfully having even a short conversation, it feels good. It's a real confidence booster.
Oh, totally. Each little interaction builds you up. And hey, you never know.
Right. You might make a new friend or a useful professional contact.
Exactly. That random chat in the coffee shop about a book could actually lead somewhere. These skills open those doors.
Okay, so definitely worth doing. But the nerves. How do you get your head right? Feeling anxious is pretty normal here.
Oh, absolutely normal. Worrying about mistakes, not understanding everything. Everyone learning a language feels that.
So what's the key thing to remember?
I think it's that mistakes are just part of it. They're how you learn. Even native speakers mess up sometimes.
That's true. Think of them as feedback, not failures. And building confidence.
It often comes from just doing it. Start small. A simple hello, a genuine compliment. That can be enough to break the ice.
Just get over that first hurdle.
Yeah.
And don't aim for perfection, right?
Exactly. Focus on connection, on understanding each other. Communication beats perfect grammar any day.
Good mantra. Okay, so before jumping in, you mentioned reading the situation. What does that involve?
Just taking a moment to notice what's going on around you. Is it a formal setting or pretty relaxed?
Okay.
Does the person you might talk to look super busy, stressed out, or do they seem kind of chilled and open?
Are they headphones in, head down focused, or looking around?
Right. Body language cues.
Yeah.
And the environment, too. A loud cafe is different from a quiet library, obviously.
Observing helps you pick your moment and your approach. Okay, so situation assessed. What are some reliable ways to actually start talking? Go-to openers.
Well, you can't really go wrong with simple, friendly greetings. Hi, how's it going? Or comment on the weather. Morning. Nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty universal, generally safe.
Definitely positive and open. Or, another good tactic, make an observation about something right there.
Oh, like, wow, that's a cool t-shirt. Or if you're waiting, looks like this line isn't moving much, huh?
Exactly. Finding that shared moment. Or finding common ground.
If you're at the same event.
Yeah. Are you also here for the workshop? Or, if you notice something familiar, hey, I saw you reading book title. What do you think of it?
Creates an instant link. Okay, let's get specific. How would these work in different places, school or university?
There, being direct often works. Hi, I think we're in the same psych class. Follow up with your name. Simple establishes context.
Makes sense. Public transport, people can be a bit more closed off there.
Yeah, sometimes. A practical question is often best. Excuse me, is anyone sitting here?
It serves a purpose first.
A functional opener. Got it. And a coffee shop. Might be more relaxed.
Usually, asking something like, oh, that looks good, what did you order? It's natural. A subtle compliment asks for a recommendation.
Nice, low key. Okay, network events. They can feel a bit stiff sometimes. They can. But there's a standard approach. Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm name. What brings you here?
Right. Very common, very accepted. It invites them to share why they're there.
Exactly. Gives you something to build on. Now, it's not just the words, is it? Body language, listening.
Oh, massively important. Nonverbals say so much. A real smile makes you look approachable.
Definitely. And eye contact, not staring, just meeting their gaze, shows you're engaged, confident.
An open posture, not crossing your arms.
Yeah, leaning in slightly maybe.
Yeah.
It signals you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
And when they talk, active listening, nodding along.
Shows you're following, using little words like, all right, okay, I see.
Reinforces engagement. Even just, that's interesting, encourages them to say more.
And asking follow-up questions is key, right? Keeps it going.
Totally. Oh, really? What happened then? Or why do you think that is? Shows genuine curiosity.
Maybe walk through a quick scenario or two.
Good idea. Okay, bookstore. Someone's looking at an author you like.
You could go up and say, excuse me, couldn't help noticing you're looking at author. Big fan. Have you read their latest?
Perfect. Connects through a shared interest. Or at the gym.
Ask something practical. Hi. Sorry to bother you. Could you show me how this machine works? Bit new to it.
Yeah, environment related, serves a purpose. Even waiting in a long, annoying line.
A shared experience, a light comment like, well, looks like I'll be here a while, can break the tension.
Exactly. Okay, any specific phrases that are just generally useful to have handy?
Yeah, a few versatile ones help. What brings you here? Great for events, new places. Do you come here often? Good for cafes, parks, places people frequent.
Okay.
Saying, that's interesting, encourages more detail. I see what you mean.
You'll?
It's connection.
And the crucial one, if you're lost.
Oh, yeah. Don't pretend. Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Or could you say that again? Much better than nodding blankly.
Shows you care about understanding. Okay, cultural stuff again. Small talk isn't the same everywhere.
Very true. Generally, it's maybe more common in the US or UK than, say, Japan or Germany, right? Where maybe it's more about the task at hand initially.
Right. Being aware helps adjust expectations. And usually best to avoid super personal questions right at the start.
Yeah, keep it light, neutral. Politics, religion. Probably not first conversation material.
Generally safe to avoid.
Yeah.
And always be respectful. Read the signals. If someone's giving one-word answers, looking away.
Maybe not the right time, or they're just not feeling chatty, or respect that.
Absolutely. Okay, so how can listeners actively get better at this? Practice tips.
Well, passive learning helps. Watch how people do it in English movies, TV shows. Notice the phrasing, the flow.
Observe and learn. Good one. And active practice.
Seek it out. Language clubs, exchange apps, safe places to try.
Role-playing with a friend or tutor.
Great idea. Get feedback. And maybe record yourself. Starting mock conversations.
Ooh, interesting. Like analyzing your own game tape.
Kinda. You hear your pacing, clarity, and honestly, even tiny interactions count. Saying hi to the barista, thank you to the bus driver.
It all builds comfort. Every little bit helps.
Totally. So yeah, starting conversations might seem daunting, but it's really about simple human connection.
And the more you do it, the easier and more natural it gets.
Exactly. So next time you get a chance, take a breath, smile, say hello, see what happens. You might surprise yourself.
Absolutely. Which actually leads us nicely into an area where values and starting conversations often collide.
Ah, yes. Asking someone out on a date.
The big one for some. Yes, let's delve into that. It's definitely something that can feel, well, extra nerve-wracking for English learners.
Uh-huh. Taking that step.
It's more than just words, isn't it? Confidence plays a huge part. Cultural context, too.
Definitely. So our goal here is to give you the language, yes, but also a bit of that cultural know-how. Make it feel smoother.
We'll look at different ways to phrase the question, from super casual to more direct.
Body language again, handling different responses.
Exactly. Help you feel more at ease navigating the dating scene in English. Because language and social stuff really mix here.
Yeah, it's not just grammar, it's reading those subtle cues.
And interestingly, in many English-speaking cultures, especially the US maybe, being somewhat direct is often appreciated.
Less beating around the bush.
Kind of. It's often seen as clearer, more efficient, not usually rude if done politely.
Okay. And suggesting something low-key first, like coffee.
Very common, yeah. Coffee, lunch.
Yeah.
It's like a casual pre-date date.
Well.
Tests the waters without big pressure.
Takes the edge off a bit. Okay, so let's get some key vocabulary down first.
Good plan. The main phrase, ask out. Pretty clear, means invite someone on a date.
He finally asked her out. Simple. Then go out. That one's a bit flexible.
It is. Could mean dating casually. Are they going out? Or it could mean a serious relationship. Context tells you.
Got it. And crush.
Ah, yeah. That intense feeling for someone.
Boop.
She's got a big crush on him.
We've all been there. And the date itself, the actual meeting.
Their first date is Friday. Hopefully it goes well, and maybe hang out.
Much more casual, right? No definite romantic vibe needed. Want to hang out sometime.
Exactly. Very low pressure. Okay, so we have the words. How do we actually use them to ask someone out? Common phrases. Right, let's build some sentences. Super casual, low stakes. Do you want to grab coffee sometime?
Doesn't scream date immediately. What if you want to be a bit clearer but still friendly?
Could try. I'd really like to take you out sometime. More explicit interest, but still polite.
Okay, take you out. Noted. And if you're feeling bold or the vibe feels right for being direct?
You could go with, would you be interested in going on a date with me?
Wow, okay. No ambiguity there.
Nope. Straightforward. Often good if you suspect they might feel the same, but the best way depends on you, the situation.
Totally. If it's someone you know casually, maybe from class.
Could try, hey, no plans this weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe catch a movie or something. Very open, casual suggestion.
Keeps it light. What if you just met, had a good chat?
Maybe something like, really enjoy talking with you. Would you be up for getting coffee sometime? Links it to the nice interaction.
Nice touch. And if you definitely have feelings and want to be clear...
Could be more direct. Look, I like you. I'd love to take you out properly. How about Saturday night? Are you free? Confident? Clear?
Okay. Different levels of directness. And again, it's not just the words.
Ah, yes. Body language. Super important here, too. How you carry yourself matters. Smiling.
A genuine smile helps. Makes you seem warmer, more approachable. And eye contact. Natural, not intense.
Exactly. Meets their gaze comfortably, shows sincerity, confidence, posture, stand tall, open.
Projects positivity. And pacing. Don't rush the words.
Speak clearly, moderate pace, and maybe pause slightly after you ask. Give them a beat to process.
Good tip. Give them space. Okay, can we visualize this example?
Let's try after class, chatting with someone.
Okay. You could say, hey, was thinking of checking out that new cafe nearby. Fancy come along sometime. Natural, specific, low pressure.
And they might say, oh yeah, heard it's good. Sounds fun. Then you suggest a day. Or texting, very common now. Oh yeah. You might text, hi, hope you're having a good week. Wondering if you'd be free for dinner sometime. The smiley helps.
It does add warmth. And maybe they reply, hey, sounds nice. Thursday works for me.
Then you follow up, great. How about place around 7? Cool. And face-to-face, maybe after a great chat at a party. Feels more direct.
A bit, yeah, but more personal, too. You could say, hey, look, this might be a bit forward, but I have really enjoyed chatting. Would you maybe want to go out sometime? Acknowledging the connection helps.
And hopefully they say, I'd really like that, the dream, but need to be ready for other answers, too.
Absolutely critical. Handling the response well is key. If it's yes, show some enthusiasm. Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Or get practical. Great, I'll message you details later.
Okay.
Cool. And if it's a no, disappointing, but need to be graceful.
Crucial. Respect their decision. Okay, no worries at all. Thanks anyway. Or, that's cool, I get it. See you around maybe. Keep it light. No awkwardness. Yeah. Don't make it weird. Good advice. Now that line between flirting or showing interest and being too much.
Very important distinction. Light compliments are usually fine. You have a great laugh, really enjoyed your perspective.
Okay, but avoid pressure. Intense stuff.
Definitely. Wow, you're stunning. We have to go out tonight. Probably too much too soon. Can feel overwhelming.
Yeah, dial it back. And definitely no pressuring if they say no or hesitate.
Absolutely not. Oh, come on, just one date or why not?
Yeah.
Big no-nos. Respect the no, period.
End of story. Okay, for seeing examples, American TV shows, movies can actually be useful.
They can. Think Friends, How I Met Your Mother, The Office, Modern Family. Lots of dating scenarios.
Watch how they phrase things, their tone, slang, how they handle rejection or acceptance.
Exactly. Observe the whole interaction. And for your own practice.
Gotta do it. Say the phrases out loud. Would you be interested in grabbing dinner? Are you free Friday? Record yourself, maybe.
Great idea. Hear how you actually sound. Help spot areas to tweak. Any common mistakes learners make here?
Yeah, a few little grammar things pop up. Dropping the to sometimes. Want go out instead of want to go out.
Uh-huh. Or missing words. You free tonight. Instead of, are you free tonight?
Right. Or maybe using date a bit awkwardly. Let's go for a date instead of on a date. Small things, but they sound more natural.
They do. And maybe using richer vocabulary as you get more comfortable.
Yeah. Talking about chemistry, that natural spark. Finding shared interests. Feeling compatibility.
You might feel flattered if someone asks you out, and aiming for communication that feels sincere, genuine, heartfelt. Good words to know.
So wrapping up this section, key takeaway.
I think it's language matters, yes, but it's also about courage and respect. Be brave, be polite, be yourself.
Keep it clear, simple, practice, and don't get too down if it doesn't work out every time. Happens to everyone.
Absolutely. Be genuine. Approach it with openness, maybe even a sense of fun. It's about connection.
And with practice, it does get easier, less daunting, hopefully leads to some great experiences.
Let's hope so.
Well, this has been super helpful. I feel like listeners should have a much better toolkit now. So, just to recap our whole deep dive,
Yeah, let's bring it together.
we've really dug into understanding and talking about your personal values in English, why it matters, how to do it.
Uh-huh. And we looked at practical ways to just start conversations, break the ice in everyday situations.
And finally, tackled the potentially tricky topic of asking someone out on a date with language tips and cultural context.
And the thread through it all is, it's a mix, isn't it? Language skills, cultural awareness, and just confidence.
Totally. And practice is key for all of it, getting more comfortable, more natural over time.
And it's neat how these skills connect, right? Expressing values leads to better conversations.
And being able to start conversations opens doors everywhere, including dating.
Yeah, exactly. So please, if you're listening, remember everyone starts somewhere. Every little chat is learning.
Don't be afraid to try. Take small steps. Focus on progress, not perfection.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on. Really consider the power that authentic communication holds. When you can truly express your values, when you can confidently connect with others in English, it genuinely opens up your world.
Personally, professionally.
All of it. It allows you to show up as your true self and build those meaningful connections you're looking for. It's a powerful thing.